Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How you feeling today, brother?
I'm doing well, doing well. You,
Well, that is good to
you,
hear. Glad to hear that.
yeah, you blew this thing up. I'm looking at this email. Like,
Did
no,
I?
you
Hey,
did.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Did I tell the truth? Did I tell the truth?
Did I open that email up and say, some told me to look at it. Normally, I don't look at it because I just see Grace Line, community inviting you to schedule Zoom meeting. So I know what it's going to be about. So I said, Tariq, go ahead and open up the email and read it today. It said the topic. See all this? I'm looking at it. I was like, hell no, you did, man.
I
Ooh,
told.
but I thank
Look,
Allah. I thank Allah. I thank
there you
Allah,
go.
man.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Thank
Because I
you.
told the truth. That's
I'm
all I
honored.
did.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you.
We honored to have you, brother.
Well, I just pray Allah reward us all for our good efforts and intentions.
Yes, yes. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So some are chosen.
I'm gonna leave that where that's it. I ain't gonna make no comment on that one. No, I'm just gonna again say thank you Allah. I ain't got no comments on that one.
Well,
Yes,
good.
yes, yeah. I love us, man. I love this religion. I love us, I'm trying to be one of those that Imams responded to from a question he was that was presented to him about a new madhab. And
Hmm.
he concluded by saying the way we think, he mentioned several ethnic groups and concludes by saying uh, we don't think like any of those groups. And so why should the Islamic world be denied its new and innocent vessel? Yeah, so
That's a great way of thinking about it because that coincides with his statement that we're a new people,
hmm
right?
yeah,
So which
hmm
covers, I mean, just covers so much ground. I mean, there is it's ever expanding. Every time that you add something to the meaning of that, it expands, and then
hmm
it. If you thought you had room for 10,000 words, if you write 10,000 words, all of a sudden you got room for 100,000 words.
mm mm.
It just keeps expanding like the universe. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
yes, yes, they do.
And I hope people in our association, especially, realize that and understand that there's nothing limiting, and you don't have to go outside the box. The box just keeps getting bigger,
hmm mm
and you just have to keep trying to fill it
mm
with good deeds.
mm. That's it.
Because all the lectures, or a majority of the lectures that I've heard of his, man, his mind was expansive. He wasn't
Mm
talking. He wasn't talking about. I mean, he covered the small things, but
hmm
he was nowhere stuck on the small things. I mean, he told you how to make, wudu. He told you how to make the prayer and whatever position all this meant. He dealt with all the ritual stuff, which I consider the
hmm
small stuff. It's important that you do it right, but that's the
hmm
smaller stuff.
hmm
But he mostly talked about big stuff.
hmm And and make a comment on those rituals. I heard him say that they are to protect and are to preserve us. The rituals.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, yeah. And we definitely need protection when we go in some of these environments.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Do
for
we
sure.
need
Yeah,
them?
because
Do we
the
need them?
shaitan right on the floor beside you.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
It's like that brother back in the 90s that told me I couldn't wear, I had his shirt on, I had a button-down dress shirt on,
Mm.
and it was pinstriped, and the color was really cranberry, but it probably to him it looked red. And he told me, he said, "Brother, you can't wear red in the masjid." I was like, okay. All
That,
right. I mean,
that
Juma's over. Juma's over. I'm leaving the masjid. The brother stopped me and said, "You can't wear red in the masjid."
ooh,
And I let it, salam, let it make it. I, you know, I thought, man, I should have made this brother take me to the Quran where it said that.
that's right. That's right. 'Cause there's some strange stuff people got strange stuff, and
Real
and,
strange.
and a lot of it come from I think pre-Islamic behavior that they
Hmm.
passed down from one generation to the other, and that's just my assessment of some of those things that people are doing, and they saying this is the Sunnah. No, man, no logic in that.
None
What
at
did
all.
Mr.
Absolutely
What did
none.
what did Mr. Spock on Star Trek used to always say? Is it logical?
Right.
He asked that question all the time. He dealt with logic, I'm just still reminded of a lot of other things. I think that was in the 10th year anniversary of Imam Muhammad, and he was talking about if we don't become familiar with the Quran, and if we don't become familiar with the life of Prophet Muhammad, somebody will come behind him and give us something more stranger than he said than what we had in the first.
Mm, mm.
I'm like, man, this is on point. This is on point.
Right.
This is on point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you get your, and after this question, I'm gonna open this, but did you get your email from Salesforce to,
Yes, good thing you brought that up. Now that's not going to change my password to my email address, is it?
oh, no, 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 no. No, this is
That's just for a
Salesforce
password for Salesforce, right?
for exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, because I looked at it wrong there, because I said I was going to ask you that before we started the program, and I forgot about it. So good thing you brought it up
Hmm.
and everything. Yeah, I was just looking at it about 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go back to it at my earliest and
All
take
right.
care of
That's
that
fine.
then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have, there's no rush. I just
Right.
wanted to make sure that everybody got it that I sent it to.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. We have 6:07 Central Time, 7:07 Eastern Time for those who are keeping watch of their clock. And I will open this up with Al Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. A good Graceline community welcome to one of our board members, Imam Tariq Abdul Mukmin of Biloxi, Mississippi. He's the resident imam at the Biloxi Islamic Center and is also the Southern convener for the Association of Imam W.D. Muhammad. And he is going to talk to us tonight a little bit about his experiences in Philadelphia at the 50-year celebration of the leadership of Imam W.D. Muhammad, which occurred August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And all the events leading up to him getting there and the experiences there. And, I'm sure it was an incredible journey from almost the southern tip of the United States in Biloxi along the Gulf of Mexico up to Philadelphia. Imam, welcome. Take it away.
Assalamu alaikum, and I want to say, with Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, we witness that God is one, He has no associates, and we witness also that Muhammad is His messenger. May the prayers and peace of God be upon you, upon him. And I want to thank you, Brother Edward, and our dear brother Omar is not on, so he the one set me up to this.
He had better join since he
Yeah,
is
he
he is the
better.
culprit.
He better. He better. But I thank him and all the others that has entrusted me to do this. And so here we are. And I'm gonna go right ahead and start with the IWD M50. It has been a pleasure. It was a pleasure coming on at a time when I did, because it was already uh, being established when I became the convener in June, July, March, April, May, June, either July, I think, a year ago, when, if I may just give this brief uh, explanation, uh, when the ratification took place for me to be the convener in the southern section. And I'm grateful for those imams who gave their support for me to be the convener, and even those ones who gave support for another imam in our section to be the convener. So, and that's how we set up. However, I was offered the position really about 10 years ago, and I refused it. And so, but here we are. And when I came aboard, it was already being established, the IWD M50, and it manifested August 1 through the 3rd. It was a joyful event. We had a beautiful team. It was a beautiful team to put together, um, to organize it. All of the organizers, they did an excellent job, because I don't think those seven of us conveners could have achieved that. What was achieved had they not been there to do what they did. And it was just a great joy. Now, me getting there, I had some challenges due to the fact that a brother who has said that we was going to go and he was going to take care of everything. Something happened on his end, and I didn't. He didn't let me know that probably until that day that we were scheduled to leave, which was going to be on a Thursday. We was going to fly there, so that kind of caught me off guard. And so Allah blessed me to get there by a brother from down here on the coast with us, not the Mississippi coast, but from Alabama. And he just followed up and just asked me, had I left and was I still going? I said, well, I got a little situation. And he said, and I explained it to him. He said, well, look, we going. So we left here that Thursday evening about 3 or 4 o'clock, and 18, maybe the 19-hour drive, stop, get some gas, stretch our legs, and we arrived at the masjid there Friday evening, 15, 20 minutes into maybe the first half of the Kukba. And I must share this. I felt very uncomfortable, because all I had on was my, your jog, your exercise, was the Loans joggers, okay, in a t-shirt and some gym shoes. And I had given a Kukba the previous week on etiquette of Salatul Jumu'at. And here I am going into the masjid dressed like that, okay? Felt very uncomfortable. But I say, well, I don't have a choice right now. And we almost stopped and changed clothing before we got there, but it didn't happen. And so, but I think Allah blessed us regardless of that. And then the spirit was wonderful. Uh, when I started to see people after the Juma that I have only gotten to see by way of Zoom and even some of the other conveners. The only convener, well, matter of fact, well, even though Dr. Nuruddin is not a convener anymore, but he has another responsibility, I want to say, yes, he is the only one that I had ever seen over these years in person because I used to be a student of his, to studying to be a naturopath, the doctor. And so he was the only one I have been around. But I think one of the other conveners, Imam Talib, I seen him immediately, and then back to and then the team of Graceline, I seen Rabani, and he recognized me right away from being in our meeting. So that was a great joy meeting those persons that I had only seen by way of Zoom, and to receive me as they received me, and then the people that I did tell I'm from Mississippi, that seemed to bring more joy to them, and everything. So it was very delightful. I mean, we can continue. We can talk about this for years and years to come. I think all of us, what we experienced there, and the love that the people showed us being there, and that big old group picture that we took after Salat Jumu'at on the steps of the masjid there. I was in that picture, and it was just overwhelming. And so, having been exhausted, which we were, because again, we didn't sleep on the way. We drove straight, et cetera, et cetera. So we got end up having to really leave the city to find a hotel because we had no reservations in the hotels. So we ended up had to go about 30, 40 minutes south of the city to find one, which we did. And I leave that's where that said I wasn't pleased with it, but I leave it where it said. And so when we got up and offered Salat to Fajr, we laid back down what we thought was going to be a brief moment. And I think when we woke back up, it was after 12. And so we missed the events that Saturday, except for the banquet. And arriving, we drove back to the masjid, and we caught the shuttle bus from there to the hotel. And I do know someone said that, in our conveners meeting, it was brought up that there was a problem with the shuttle bus. Well, not with the one that took us and brought us back. There was no problem. The spirit on that bus, everywhere we was at from while I was there, again, there was nothing but joy and happiness, and you can feel the love and the unity. And we get to the hotel for the banquet, just you can feel it there too. And uh, the aftermath of the banquet, that was real inspiring to have that session like that. So we didn't stay for anything on Sundays because again, the brother who made the sacrifice to uh, to come with me or get me there. His wife, has some health problems, and he made the decision. I said, brother, I support you 100%, whatever you want to do. And so we left early Sunday morning, probably about between 6:30 and 7, and we got back to my place at 2:30 that Monday morning. And so, um, and it was just a good spirit there, real, real, very, very enjoyable. Yes, it was. So, if someone want to ask me something that I maybe did not mention, I will yield at this time, and uh, and then I think throughout the conversation something else might come up. Is that okay?
That is fine, brother, and thank you for
Okay.
sharing what you shared. So I wasn't there myself. So tell me about the banquet itself. Just
Yeah.
what went on there, what was said, what was done. Paint a picture for me.
And before I do that, I did kind of look around and see if you was there, Edward.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, but anyway, but anyway,
Fair enough. Fair
did
enough.
okay, okay. Um, again, well, when I arrived to the banquet, of course, we had to wait a few minutes due to due to the number of people, and some arrangements was made for me in my partner. But Allah bless us to be able to sit up front on the front row and everything, and that was a joy. It was already in play when we got there, uh, and the person from representing I would say Senegal, their religious leader from Senegal. He was just at all, and just very pleased to feel that spirit that was in that audience, and everything. He made some very powerful words. The mayor of Philadelphia, she is it a female or male? I can't recall. Anyway, the mayor sent their regards. They was unable to make it, but they did send back someone there from the office to speak to represent them. But it was packed. Over 700 some people attended at that banquet. It was packed, and so afterwards, uh, we show who we are as a people of entertainment. Oh, did we have a jam session? Can I say that, a jam session?
You can.
That's what.
You can use
Okay.
those words.
Well, I don't use it now. It's too late because that's what it was. I I said that I have to, and it was joyful. It was very very enjoyable. All the artists came back up there and they was jamming, and you know it was nice. I think one of the last songs that was played was by Maze, "Never Let You Go," and everything. So it was nice. I mean, in the MC Preacher Moss. That's my first time hearing him. I know of him, and really, all of those artists that was there. I think that sister is it Saudi Elamine. If I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. I think I was somewhere and I heard her sing years ago. But everyone
Suad.
else, thank you.
It's Suad.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yes, I heard her years ago at a bank at a one of our regular conventions, and but everyone else, I mean, everyone did an excellent job. I mean, because they were professional people, professional artists. Had played one sister used to tour with. Oh my lordy, I don't forgot it already. Did they say Donny Hathaway? I think they said Donny Hathaway, and so that was great. I mean, it was just phenomenal, real phenomenal, really was. I'm glad that Allah blessed me to get there and to share with that making history making moment. And I don't know if I'm out of order for saying this, uh, but it was mentioned to us by our national convener that people are asking us to put back in play our conventions. Yeah, and I've even shared it with some of my local people here in Biloxi, and also some of the other ones throughout the state here, and they are all in agreement too. hmm So, but anyway, if something else come up, make mention of it. But I yield here. If someone want to add to that or ask me something else that I did speak on, please do.
So I have a question because when somebody starts playing maze, the shackles on my feet come off and I have to start to move. Did it affect you in the same way?
Man, look, if yours don't come off your feet, I'm moving from around you. Look here. I'm like, what's wrong with this brother right here? I move away from you, man. Yeah, but you can't sit still, man. Yeah. And I think we what was that song? I would never, 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 never let you go. I think that was the song we
Okay.
closed it out. And we went past, the hotel had a time for us to quit. And we went beyond that. Yeah. We went beyond that. Yeah, went beyond it. So that's wonderful.
So,
Yeah.
you said the brother from Senegal was there.
Uh-huh.
Was he an imam or a government official?
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I just never inquired. If he, I think he more or less represent that the person that has the title of Khalifa General, because I
Okay.
didn't know what his role was until when Dr. Nuruddin called me concerning a decision that we was trying to make to get the Khalifa General here. And so I said, well, brother, can you answer a question for me? I said, do he have a religious position or a political position? And he said it was a religious position
Okay.
and everything. Uh-huh. And there's a large following here in the country that the Khalifa General has from his country,
Interesting.
the Senegalese. Uh-huh.
So who else? Because I'm assuming now that there was a dais with the high ranking people sitting up on like a stage or something. Is that the
No,
way they
we
had to set up, or was
no,
everybody
no, it
down at a
wasn't.
table?
Everybody,
Okay,
pardon me. I would
okay,
let you finish.
okay.
Forgive me, but
No, I
everybody
was
was
gonna say
sitting down at the table.
okay, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, everybody was sitting down at the table.
That's that's nice. That's
Hmm.
nice that they did it that way.
Hmm.
So when the entertainers came out, were they already did they already have a section set up for them for musicians and all of that when you first got there?
Yes, the stage. They was up on the stage, and
Okay, so
everyone used the same stage. Even the persons who was doing poetry, Layla, Imam Muhammad's daughter, she did some poetry, and yes, so that's where everybody did their performance at. And off
okay,
to the side somewhere were the people controlling the sound engineers. They was off, in the same area, in the same room, controlling the sounds.
okay. And it
Mhm.
really
And they
sounds
had
it sounds fantastic.
two TV, I think two or three big TV screens, if my memory serves me correct. Uh, so, but it was excellent. Again, you can just look at the joy on the people's faces,
Hmm.
and it, oh, bro, look, it was just a wonderful time. The spirit was very, 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 very high, very high. Yeah, good energy,
Would
real
you
good energy.
say that a majority of the people that were in the room were over the age of 40
I would
or
say
no?
yes. I would say
Okay.
yes. Hmm.
Would you even bump that up to 50?
I was thought that's what you was gonna say, 50. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So the majority of people truly had probably a good long history of Imam's leadership under their belt.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you think that that alone, given the demographic that was in the room, that would be one of the driving forces behind people saying that they would like to now start having the conventions again and probably
Yes,
one pretty soon. Okay.
yes, yes. And matter of fact, I was going to do a follow up when we convene Wednesday to find out those demographics from the ones who suggested that and everything. Because, like I said, I took it upon myself to ask some of the people in my locale here just for Mississippi. For now, I haven't even mentioned it to the other imams in the section. But I intend to get a feel because I'm going to ask Imam Bashir and the other conveners to do, and I think he's putting together a survey or something concerning the commemoration. But I think it's some type of what they call a poll, a doula poll or something. If I'm using the wrong word, forgive me. Uh, to find out if something should be done, and you do that by way of email because of the community groups that I belong to here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. They use that format
Mm-hmm.
to do things. So I'm gonna mention that to the other conveners. But if they haven't already come to that conclusion to do that, to find out from the community their feeling on that during the convention. Mm-hmm.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well,
Walaikum
salam.
salam.
I already filled out one questionnaire, but I can't remember if they asked for the age group, because I think that will be important if they're not asking that age range.
You're talking about in that poll to see if we should reestablish the national convention?
No, sir. They sent one out about the 50th. They had already sent one out about the IDW 50, and I don't remember if they asked the age range in that one. So.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So that also makes me think about for years we were also doing I guess both state and I think more often than not though it was the regional or sectional get-togethers or conventions.
I'm not familiar with those, and I do know I made mention of this to someone that just entered my mind that's out of the state of Mississippi. They I would just say they're in the state of Virginia. And when I mentioned that to this person, their reply was, "That's good," and that Imam Muhammad had said that we should not have it in the same locale. It should be
Right.
circulated amongst the sections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if that manifests, I'm gonna propose that we have it in Biloxi, Mississippi for our section.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh
no
yeah.
reason not to. No reason not
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Sure is. Yeah. Sure is. So.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't mind having sectional conventions just to get a feel of who's going to participate to make way for the 100-year coming up in 2030.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
for a national one.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I know the last one we had planned for Southwest, it was for Little Rock, and COVID hit, and it was canceled.
Mm.
And to my understanding, we haven't planned one since then.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I have a question. Assalamu
Yes.
alaikum, first of all.
That
I'm
sounds
on
like
the
Walaikum
surface,
salam.
trying to be quiet, but
is this Adam?
This
this
is
is
Adam.
that.
Okay.
Yes. I think the interest in the man was, well, I know it was not going to the big cities and leaving money on the table. And I think that was one of the reasons I'm just mentioning that they tried to stay away from, let's say, the big hotels anyway.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons. But I go back to thing I saw during the Olympics, and they had they showed Chicago Richardson's grandmother, whatever, and her family was at the Olympics, right? So when she won the gold, they were celebrating. Then the sister that came in, and they finally awarded the gold medal to another sister. She wasn't there. Her family wasn't there. So the camera panned over to one of the homes of the relatives back in the country. They had about 20 people observing the victory, right? And they had a live camera in their homes and showed them there.
I remember that.
Remember that? And their family was celebrating right there. Look at all the money they saved by not going, right?
Right.
But they still were able to participate, not in just seeing the games on the television, but also because some station the networks was forward thinking enough. They said we'll send a crew to the house while they're celebrating in case she wins, right? So. What about having regional, I say closed circuit, but you know what I mean, regional events, it wouldn't be closed circuit really, where we can be in the various cities around the country, various styles, and we might have 100 people at a banquet or whatever, observing the banquet and the speech at the conference.
Yep.
And people that didn't go, that kept their money in their pocket, say, we'll donate $100 to this event. And just say we get 100 people to donate $100, that's $10,000.
Right.
That would have gone to the airlines, that would have gone to the hotels, that would have gone to various and sundry other types of entities, but because they didn't go, that money was directed to the cause of what they're having. And I'd like to see us do something like that. And I got the idea because back in the first, we'd have the telephone hookups. Does anybody remember that? When I first came to Muslim, we go to the temple, and Imam Muhammad would be, when the Imam first came to office, he would be addressing the whole nation right there on the telephone hookup. And we'd be there 3, 4, 5 hours. He'd be talking, right? And reach many more people than he would have reached having a convention in a particular city.
Yeah,
So I would like to see you.
Yeah, I remember talking about that
You remember that,
hookup.
Ismail? Yeah, 4 Sunday hookup. You're right. You're right. And he would do that. I would be all over the country. I mean, every state in the union, anywhere we had Muslims. But we didn't spend all the money to make that happen like that. Well, I like to see something like that happen.
I've always been in favor of that, and even before I saw the thing on the Olympics, I just remember growing up as a child and having to sit in my living room on a Saturday night and watch Jerry Lewis telethon for 4 hours.
Right.
And raising millions of dollars or whatever it was.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. Right. And it's really not much different than that. Again, Adam, I think we've had this discussion before. Yes. I mean, if you just got each masjid that's in our association to put a number on, our masjid is going to contribute $10,000, $7,500, $5,000, $15,000, whatever the case is. And then, they have the hookup to bring in the big screen, closed circuit, do a potluck dinner, everybody bring food, drinks, all that stuff, and just be there and have a celebration watching what goes on, whether it's in Chicago, Los Angeles, Atlanta, whatever, where maybe there's a stage and entertainment and speakers and all that. I think that would work wonderfully.
Well, Wallace, who, he leading the Mosqueros entity now, and that particular convention is being done by Zoom.
I know. Yep.
So if it's done by Zoom, that really means different regions can have entertainment. You may have your certain entertainment, and it goes live to your section. So I mean, it could really
exactly.
It could be kind of utilized that way also, and that money that's raised can, if we want to have a national, like I said, if we want to have something national, say for instance in Inkster, we could be building that up to like where we had it in Philly. Next, maybe the 2030, we can have it in Inkster. It could be a number of things that we can do.
Right.
And since you brought up Inkster, I know that first year when Imam Basha implemented, I didn't make it, but following that 2 or 3 years in a row, I went, and it was really, really inspiring. Yeah, very inspiring.
Plus, if you have it in Inkster, he'll be a participant.
Right. Exactly.
Who will be a participant?
Imam Pasha.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure you didn't see his face in Philadelphia.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Who's that? And somebody, Imam Pacha?
Yes.
Yeah, you see it. Or did you see Brother Wallace?
Right.
Well, he was invited to be part of those different entities that was planning and the duties, how they did it in decades from 75 to 85. Someone did a presentation from 85 to 95, another presentation. I think it was like 3 or 4 presentations based on the decades up into Imam Muhammad's passing. And again, that's what I could make it on that Saturday. Yes, sir.
Brother Man Tyler. As much conflict that they've had over the years, and we're talking about a lot of years, right? Probably 2011 or 2012, they haven't had any kind of relationship. So to invite him without any type of reconciliation taking place, it gives a taste of being disingenuous. Just to say what you just said, he was invited.
Yeah.
You
understand? And I'm just being real. I'm not trying to talk about nobody or whatever. But when I first heard that, that's the first thing that hit my mind is that was disingenuous. Because it's been over 12 years and no effort has been made by anybody that I know about to reconcile that situation.
Right. Yeah, in this,
so you think you're gonna reconcile it on a big event like that is, that ain't the right thing to do. And we're still not any closer to getting that thing resolved.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but I was in one of the planning meetings when Sister Layla said that she would take it upon herself to talk with him. And there was a report that she made, I want to say the next month, that she was making progress of convincing him to be a part of it, but that they needed to make a decision on what his role was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last report that we got on anything to do with Wallace or Mosqueers. Because I mean, again, I don't think they wanted to give him a prominent position for the reasons that Adam stated. You know? It's probably still hard enough for them to be in the same room together.
Right, and I think that's what part of the invitation is that people coming to the table reconciling with any of the groups. If like even if Inkster, we have to. If there's an invitation, there's gonna have to be some type of reconciliation with all the groups to even have it there. So I'm thinking that's part of the invitation is getting those parties together to iron out, the differences.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I'm hoping that it gets reconciled, because that represents a big part of our community, one way or another. What was that? That was on. I wanted to talk to Brother Tyler, but where was? Oh, I knew what it was. It was on my program. And at the end of my program this past Thursday, Brother Mark Shaheed made an announcement that the next big convention is going to be, I'm thinking he's talking about Mosqueers convention, right? He skipped the Mosqueers convention. He went straight to Time to Be Grateful.
Wow.
You understand? Didn't even mention the Mosqueers convention. So this thing has been almost institutionalized. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And there's been instituted. I mean, I noticed it. Maybe other people didn't, whatever, but I noticed it. And I'm thinking he's going to mention our scares convention. But not at all.
Yeah, I think he at least mentioned the DNC, though. And my understanding is, I think it's the relationships that he has with them. Matter of fact, I know he's reached out to Mosqueers, so I don't know what transpired from it, but that might be a reason why.
Who's that?
Mark Shaheed. So I don't know. He's reached out to them according to him, he's reached out numerous years in the past. Try to get someone to represent Mosqueers.
Yeah, well, like I said, you don't know.
So,
you can't say that was an official reconciliation effort, so we don't know.
Right. So I'm kind of uninitiated. Other than the conflict between Brother Wallace and Imam Bashir. I mean, I know about that, right? But what I don't know is I don't know why other than that, why there is this big separation between quote unquote our association and Mosqueers when you have so much crossover of people who are supposedly in our association who are also part of the Mosqueers convention that's coming up. So there's obviously enough people that are participating with both groups, and I hate to even have to say that they're separate groups, but there are enough people that are doing that somebody help me understand why there's this wide gulf other than that thing that happened.
Let me answer this about the Philadelphia. There was a representative representing Mosqueers that said the reason, this is from them, they were representing Mosqueers, said the reason they didn't come is because they were preparing for their own event coming up. That's what they said, and they left it at that. So whatever that means.
Well, I mean that's a nice way of saying.
That's a safe reason, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a nice way of saying I hope your house burns down.
Well,
I mean, no, real seriously. I mean, you don't say that. You just, if you're not coming, you don't come. But really and truly, what you do is you send a representative from Mosque Cares, unless
Right.
unless it's so bad, things are so bad that you think if you send a representative, that your representative is going to be slaughtered by Pharaoh, and all you're going to get back is his head. I mean, really. So that's why I'm trying to understand, other than the two quote unquote leaders who don't like each other, what's the rest of it? If there's anything
Well,
to it.
also I know it's a group of people that didn't like the way the Imam's wife was treated after he passed away. There was some concern with that too, how she was treated, or I don't know.
No. It's personal. It's personal. I was in Chicago at the convention when they barred Imam Bashar Ali from attending. And not only barred him, they escorted him out. You understand?
The question is
That's
why.
That's between them. It's their stuff. It ain't nothing that I can say that's done publicly. I heard why. I'm not sure how accurate it is. You understand? But those are things that they were going through personally. And so it was something that happened, according to when I first report, I heard that, and it's strictly what I heard. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, whatever. I can't talk about it because I wasn't there. And I don't want to be on a report that say, well, Adabiyah said. I don't even want to do that. You understand?
I don't blame you.
But from what I know, it was personal. It wasn't nothing that was readily experienced in open arena.
Okay.
Right? And it led to whatever happened in that personal involvement it had. It led to Bashar Ali being escorted out of the convention when he tried to come.
Okay.
And that was the first public manifestation of that part. I know happened because I was at the convention, right? That part I know happened. But that was the first public manifestation of the conflict that they were having. I don't know of anything else, right? And I can't speak on it. And no one's trying to solve the problem. No one's trying to do any of those things. I haven't heard of any remedial efforts to solve the problem, right? So that's why we got where we are right now.
So given that, and this is a question for everybody, given that relationship and the people that are lined up on either side of the pit or whatever, where is a place, or who within our community, if it's Imam Basha or whatever in Inkster, that there's so-called holy ground that everybody could show up without giving up their kingship or whatever, that if everybody showed up there, it doesn't mean that you've acquiesced, bowed down or anything. You were invited. You both accepted. You're both here. Act like true believers, and let's have a celebration. I mean, is he a person, Imam Basha, that could actually get something like that done, where the entire community could come together and coexist for a couple of days?
Well, then that's those in the third variable. Now, so now
well,
you got another
okay.
Person.
Other
Another
than him,
person that's just as
who
person
then?
that's just as bullheaded, huh?
Okay. Who is there
He's just as
anybody in our
bullheaded
community?
Well, anybody like who? Ain't nobody.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm asking.
There should be.
Is
I'm
there
agreeing
anybody?
with you.
Okay, I
We should
know.
demand it, but
For me, Philadelphia made
he's
sense.
a bulldog too.
Right.
I don't know who worse, him or Wallace.
But for me, Philadelphia made sense because a lot of the money could stay. You know, we only have to do that one event at the hotel, and then Inkster makes sense because even more money can stay within the community. You know, because we can do all the events in Inkster. You know, other than the hotel stay.
Right.
Israel, that's your problem, brother. You're trying to use logic.
Right.
Why they know you did? Why know you did say that? Why,
You lost me when you talking about make sense. None of it makes sense, brother.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But we have to try. We have to try something. We got to try something.
Yes,
like
right.
that.
That's right.
Well, maybe I'll start a petition and try to get it signed and produce 30,000 names on it. Say we demand. See if they're doing it good. What do you think?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you got 30,000 African American Muslims who say they're associated with the leadership of Imam W.D. Muhammad to step forward and legitimately sign their names to something, yes, that would get it done. Because you
get it done.
Getting 1,500 would be tough. But you got 30,000, man.
Okay. Oh,
that would do it.
Right.
That would move mountains.
That would do it, right?
That would do it.
Mm-hmm. Sign a petition. Let's get this deal done.
We're talking 2030, 100-year celebration or whatever, right?
Yeah. And another thing we can do is take the planning of that event out of one group's hands.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Nobody can take ownership just saying we're the ones to do it.
That's nice.
So now we need some money because I'm going to tell you the young lady, the sister who coordinated this whole thing,
Marsha,
the one that took over, and
Marsha Evans, or Nevin. Yes.
Tell her to form a corporation and put a price tag on what she would charge to pull that off.
Yeah.
And with the 30,000 signatures, we got to come up with the money too, and let her do it.
They got to go with some money too. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And let her get half the money up front, so nobody can tell her nothing. She can just do it right.
Thank you, man. You're right. That would be the way to do it, brother.
Sound interesting.
You know the old saying, right? You know the old saying. I'm like Imam Tarek. I can't say it.
No, go ahead and say it, brother.
But I'll start right now. I'll say half of it.
Okay.
Money talks.
Yeah, I know.
Money talks.
Yeah.
just substitute some words.
Well, okay. Yeah, money talks.
Just say what you're supposed to say.
And BS walks.
Yeah. Oh, we used to say it bakes brownies. Anyway, so
all this is challenging.
But these are good ideas though. Inkster's a good idea. The 30,000 signatures is a good idea.
Yep. And this
legitimately
is the time
raising the money
to talk about it, right? This is the time.
This is the time. Hit it when the iron is hot. Right now, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Now, I want to ask a question. And I think this is not trying to stir up no more difficulties that's already exist. And if I'm out of order from asking this question, maybe so to you, Imam Adam, um, for my understanding, uh, are, uh, are you saying there's some tension between Imam Bashir and Imam Basha?
No, 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 no. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not. Well, nothing that was directly attributable to an event. I think with Imam Pasha is more Mosqueers and the Muslim Journal.
Okay, well, let me tell you why I asked this. This is primarily because, like I said, I want to make mention to the conveners concerning the national convention with my conversation that I done had with a few people, and I almost asked when we was trying to select where to hold the IWD M50. Atlanta was looked at. Detroit was looked at. The Turkish Center in Detroit
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
Philadelphia. So when it was mentioned the Turkish Center,
Right.
I never had heard of the Turkish Center. I almost said, "Well, what's wrong with Inkster?" But some say, "No, Tariq, leave that alone," and I did. So because I'm like, that's a perfect venue because I've gone there like I said, 2 or 3 years in a row. and
Yeah.
and but I just felt no, that's not the time to ask that question. So again, I'm not trying to stir nothing up, Imam Adam and you all, for me mentioning this. I'm just trying to get a better understanding.
No,
I
no,
I, I
no,
do
no.
know I do know something is there among certain people. You can feel it, as I said, you can feel it and everything.
Yeah.
Because I have some questions. Uh, and I can tell by the conversation because I didn't vote for my section for the IWDM 50. I voted for Philly. And why? Because I've never been to Philly. That's one of the reasons I voted for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so because Atlanta was on the list, but I've been going in and out of Atlanta for most of my life as Muslim for one thing or another, etc. So I wanted to visit that city, and that's where it was held. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I kind of meant I was careful with how I choose my words too, because I know there are some problems that exist among certain influential leaders that we have in our community and everything. And so thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I was in Louisville when Ali was laid to rest, right? So I bumped into Imam Pasha, and I've been knowing Pasha for a long time. We've always had a sense of cordiality, right? So I gave him the greeting because I hadn't seen him a long time, and the response was like, I mean, like I was his enemy. I'm trying, what did I do? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's probably part of that whole issue with him and Mosqueras and the idea that the Imam said, and he did. I remember the man saying he said that the convention would be in Inkster as long as until my janaza, right, or something like that. You recall that statement, Imam?
Uh,
Tyler?
I
I didn't hear anything. If
I
that
heard
when
it.
when you
I remember
yeah.
hearing.
You remember that, Ishmael?
Yes,
And
sir.
the man said that.
Yep.
The man said that. And so when he passed and Wallace moved the convention back to Chicago, they were like, he's going against what the man said. But the man said it's
What
still the Janazah.
Well, come to think of it, Imam Adam, I do remember in Imam Basha's promoting that, having it there. He was playing a lecture. Come to think of it, of Imam saying that. Now, yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember him playing the lecture.
So, why the community didn't embrace that whole effort? Because the man's interest was, and we need to quit going to these places and spend all this money. I knew that was the man's interest, right?
Yeah.
And he had said it on several occasions. So why they didn't embrace it, I don't know, but it didn't work out. And unfortunately, that's where we are right now. And then with the Muslim Journal, like I said, the Muslim Journal piece was more or less that I think when he came up with the Thinker newspaper, you know the Thinker, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up with the Thinker, and that was like somebody's coming after the Muslim Journal or whatever. And so that created some conflict. So, but we all fractured over nothing. You know? We are fractured over nothing, man. And it shouldn't be that way. So, I don't know. Well, that's where we are. And
So
it'll be nice. It'll be nice to get back to some sort of unity. I would like to see us get back to some sort of unity.
Yes, sir.
definitely. So is this one of those situations that could be aided by some janazas?
Aided by who?
Janazas.
I didn't hear that. Huh?
Janazas.
Yeah, but okay. And I'm sorry, I'm at an ATM machine, so.
No, that's okay.
Say it one more time.
I'm just wondering if this is one of those situations that could be aided by some janazas. Funeral prayers.
He basically saying, do some people have to pass away before we can start?
No, you did, man.
Coming together.
I'm not sure what can get us together. Hold on, I'm sorry, man. This ATM gave me all my money back. What's that all about?
Did it log the deposit and give you the money back?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of my clients paid me in cash.
Oh, that's
I did
nice.
a return. One of the Yemenis. And when I gave him the bill, because he wanted the emergency room prices, because he kept saying it's an emergency. So I gave him an emergency room price.
We know what that emergency room price is.
You know that is.
Yeah, I'm going to start charging people emergency room prices too.
I mean, when they say
it's a great idea.
Well, this machine just broke. That's all. I'm gone. I mean, he waited till the last minute to give me the information, and he sat on it. And while he was sitting on it, it became an emergency.
My goodness.
So I said, I don't do emergency. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm sorry, but I don't mean to. Okay,
No, that's
good.
okay. That's okay. Time for thought, because I think what we've talked about tonight, as far as the wonder of Philadelphia, and the fact that we can do these things, and we can do these things extremely well. And we've got some ideas on even doing it better and involving more people and keeping the money in our community. And since we have a convener amongst us, I'm hoping he's taking great notes and is going to present some of these ideas to
Excuse me,
those
sir.
on his
What
very on
section?
his very
What section are
very
you in, sir?
I'm in
You in Imam
Southwest.
Omar Secure section? Are you?
I
Am I right,
well,
Edward? Huh?
yes, I
Okay,
am.
let's get him on the call.
Hey, hey,
Let's get him
you
out
know what
Omar
he do?
Secure on the call.
You know
Go
what he
ahead,
doing,
Edward.
man,
Go ahead.
Tariq?
Huh?
You know what he doing, don't you?
Yeah, I
As soon
do.
as they start talking about, as soon as they start accusing us, well, man, Tariq was on the call.
Yeah. Let's get him out. Let's get him out on the call here, right quick.
He agreed with it.
It's wonderful, man.
Hey,
It's wonderful.
look, I will. I'm not a very good chess player, but I will sacrifice a knight if I need to.
Yeah. Well, I'll also, on a little serious note here, I was quiet for quite a few months when I became the convener, because you have to sometimes try to study the thinking of people before you really jump in
hmm
and everything. So I have always been like that in my life, and now I'm adjusted, and I know what to say and how to say it, because I have come to uh, know everybody somewhat mindset amongst the conveners. And then, like I said, the only one I had known was Dr. Nuruddin. But outside of that, I mean, I was received warmly, real warmly and sincerely, and everything. And I
hmm
do know we got a lot of work to do to reconcile in some of these areas. That's a big problem for us as a community of people. I was just sharing with Edward
hmm
at the beginning, where Imam Muhammad responded to a person on a panel he was on, saying we're new people and our thinking is different. And we have to work hard to work through our differences and everything. And if this is a legitimate saying of Prophet Muhammad, he said the differences amongst my community is a mercy. And so, but we have to be sincere to work through those differences. And it's
hmm
challenging when you got a relationship with two different people that at odds with each other, and you in the middle. That's challenging.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
is.
right.
That's challenging. And but that's where we are. But I just would like to see those sincere ones don't give up. Let's keep trying to improve and make us that people that we are. And it's gonna happen. I mean, like I had three brothers. It's three of us amongst the brothers in my family, and I can't talk to what the other two are older than me, but I
How you
don't
doing, man?
talk to them the same about the same things. We all talk to each other different, you know. So
Hmm.
yeah. So you got Imam Omar's number, right? If not, I'll text it to
Yeah, I
you.
mean, he
Let me
calls
quit.
me he calls me
Let me
often,
quit.
and
Let me quit. Yeah.
I
Imam
don't,
Omar.
I'm
Oh,
usually I'm on the receiving end of him wanting me to do something,
yeah.
and I'm usually just saying, yes, Imam, yes, Imam, yes, Imam. I usually don't give him suggestions on
And
things
let
to
me
do.
interrupt. I'm gonna interrupt. I left him out when you asked me to speak on the IWD M50. He was the
Hmm.
MC.
Okay,
Yeah, I just
okay.
thought of it. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, he was phenomenal. Yeah, he was phenomenal.
He's a good, solid man.
Yes,
He's
yes,
solid.
he
And,
is.
He's
and
solid.
he was working hand in hand with Marshall Niven, so he was an integral part
Yeah.
of that whole thing.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. He is. I mean, even before this whole planning for the IWDM 50, and my getting to know him a little bit because he was the state convener. I guess he really still is the
Mm.
state convener and also the regional or sectional convener.
Same, same with me. I'm the state
Yeah.
convener for Mississippi.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Even though we don't have
just
but three massages in Mississippi in our community.
wow.
Yeah,
What it was
three.
definitely more than that at one point, I know. You had Jackson, you had
Yeah,
Biloxi,
Jackson,
New
Biloxi.
Medina.
That's it. When Medina
That
came, when Medina started, the people started in Hattiesburg, and then they relocated out there.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
Hattiesburg totally went away.
Right. And then, well, I can say Gulfport because some of us that lived
Okay.
in
Right. I
Gulfport at
thought
the
there was
time,
Gulfport. Yep.
we left and tried to do something that was coming to Biloxi. We left, and since we was living over there, we said, let's try to do something in Gulfport. And we had a good run for about 2 or 3 years.
Hmm.
And then the last place we was in was my house. And no, I was in an apartment one time. We started there, and then I got a bigger house. And you know how they think they can come and live there and other things. I say no, just this little room we
Mm.
designated for the Marcella, not my whole house. Oh yeah, go
Oh
to my
my goodness.
library, get my books and everything. No, bro, knowledge is not free. You can't tell me that one. You're not getting my book. You can never get it
Okay.
back. No. You talking about give me a key. No, you ain't get no key either. No, man. But anyway, but if you all permit me, I need to sign off here if we,
Thank
and
you. Thank
everything.
you.
No, I
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
all. And thank you, brother Omar. He's on. He's still on.
He
Was
just
that?
he just he just left. He
Okay, he got
just had
okay.
to leave out. Think it's
Okay then.
Maghrib time for him, I would
Okay.
imagine. That's
Yeah,
getting
it's
pretty
coming up
close for
close
you
for
too,
me too.
Adam.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So,
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
well, alaikum
Okay.
salam, my
Mhm.
brother.
You
Thanks
want me to
everyone
call out?
for
Brother, you want me to close out and
yeah,
do all now? Huh?
go right ahead. Yes, go right ahead, brother.
Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fi akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum salam, everybody. Thank you. Have a great
Alaikum
evening.
assalam. Yes.